What's up guys, this is Mike the Detroit Borg with a quick look at the new software update for the iPod Nano 6th generation. Now Apple is calling this a new iPod Nano, but there is no iPod Nano 7th generation. This is just the same 6th generation iPod Nano with the new software. This is version 1.2 and a lower price tag. So instead of charging $149 and $179 for 8 gig and 16 gig, we're now at $129 and $149 for those same sizes. But the big story here is the software update, which means that this can be applied to any iPod Nano 6th generation. You just need to go to iTunes, connect your device to iTunes, go to the device list, select your iPod Nano from the device list, go to check for updates, and go ahead and run the update. So this is software version 1.2. Now there are three major changes with the new software. The first one is the user interface. The next one is the fitness integration, which we'll take a look at in more detail later. And the next one is the addition of new clock faces, which they highlighted in the keynote. Now, the most obvious difference here is the user interface. So we have the original version 1.1 software and the new 1.2 software. As you can see, we go from this grid style setup with 4 icons per screen to this row of icons. So it even has some kinetic scrolling. So if you swipe faster, you go all the way to the other end of the row. Now another thing you'll notice is that there are fewer icons. So we have playlists, genius mixes, artists, podcasts, songs, genres, albums, radio, fitness clocks, composers, etc. But with the default installation of the new software, we get much fewer. So we get music, radio, fitness, clock, photos, podcasts, and settings. Now you can go back to the 4 icon setup. If you go to settings, go to general, go to home screen, and you can select small icons. So when we swipe back to our home screen, we're back to the same setup. So it works just the same. You can also reposition these icons just by holding and moving them around, just like on iOS. There you go. And to set it, just tap and hold the screen. Now in order to change which icons appear on your home screens, you'll have to go to settings. And we're going to go to general, home screen. And here you can switch them on and off. Now some of them you see I have iTunes U, voice memos, and audiobooks. Now these will only appear if I actually have, if I can make use of them. So if I have iTunes U content loaded, or if I have a headset with a microphone attached, or if I have audiobooks loaded, these icons would appear. But let's say I want to turn off podcast, just tap that and go back to the home screen and it should be gone. There you go. Next up are the clock faces, which was the big story for the new Nano software. So we can see the 2 standard clock faces here. If we tap, we can scroll through them. So the white and black. Now we have a few more which are color coded to the color of your iPod Nano. So I have the silver one, so I get silver clock faces. Let's just scroll through them all and take a look. So we can see a lot of animation here. We see all the gears in some of them. We see the second hands, dates, everything. This one's pretty cool. This is a sort of old-fashioned LED watch. I think that's definitely my favorite. And Apple has also licensed some cartoon characters, so we have Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and some of the Muppets. And probably the clock face I would choose is going to be the skeleton watch. So this one I like quite a bit. I also really like that one. Actually, this is my favorite right here, the chronometer, so let's stick with that one. If you want to set this so the clock displays every time you wake it up, we're going to have to go to settings, so let's just hold our finger to get to the home screen. Go to settings, and we're going to go to general, date and time, and we want time on wake. You can also select your clock face from this screen, so you can do it. You can get a broader view of all the clocks this way instead of swiping through them. So now if I put the iPod Nano to sleep and wake it up, we get our clock. Now next up, we're going to take a look at the fitness app, which is where things have really been simplified for the Nike Plus user. Now what used to happen is the original software would use either the built-in pedometer or the Nike Plus technology, which you would attach to the iPod Nano. So if we connect this, you can see the Nike Plus iPod feature appear, which is completely independent of the pedometer. Now what they have done with the new software is eliminated the need to have this, and the new Nano is instead using the built-in pedometer exclusively. So it can keep track of all your physical activity with the built-in pedometer. You no longer need to use all of these devices for it to work. Now if we try to connect the Nike Plus technology, you'll see nothing will happen. So this is basically no longer usable with the new software. So essentially the old Nike Plus technology is no longer compatible with the new software. So if you want to use this, continue using this, you may want to reconsider adding that new software. Now, they've also added some new wallpapers. So if we go to Settings, General, Wallpaper, we'll see a few more added. So it looks like these last three are new. So it gives you a preview of what that wallpaper will look like. Let's go to another one. There we go. Let's see. Let's just pick this one. There you go. So let's go and check it out. And in fact, if we look at the old and new software, we can see that these three are indeed the new ones. Now, I did order the iPod Nano as soon as the Apple website returned from the keynote. Now, what's interesting to point out is that we have an indication that this iPod Nano is loaded with the older software. So what's probably going to happen until the new production run of iPod Nanos with the new software gets through the system, they're going to be shipping the older version with the older software. So all you have to do is update it and you're good to go. Now I've already done an unboxing of the iPod Nano 6G. I did it last year. It's very detailed. I compared it to the previous generation of iPod Nanos. So I'm going to post a link in the description below so you can take a look at that. So that's all there is to it, guys. If you have an iPod Nano 6G, go ahead and update your software, and you do not need to buy the new one. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next video.